It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe and Carrie.
You can listen to us on the K92.3 app and on this podcast.
It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. Happy Monday. Hopefully you had an awesome weekend. How was your weekend, Carrie?
It was good. How was yours?
It was good. It was a good time. Spent some time up in Minnesota.
Yeah, I was ootin' a boot in downtown Cedar Falls, just having a lot of fun.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. They had the big block party. I had a lot of fun. It was great. I got to see some of our mutual friends who moved out to Cedar Falls, so
sure.
That was pretty fun.
Well, that's dope. Glad to be back. Glad to be back with you. Hopefully you also had a good weekend as well if you're listening right now, eating Cheerios on your kitchen table.
Or Fruit Loops.
Maybe Fruit Loops.
Are they in a bowl?
Well, yeah, I would hope.
Okay.
Maybe you're hard at work already. Maybe you've been working for the past hour. It's the K-Country Morning Show, and we've got the 5-second rule game here as we try to warm on up our brain stems here today.
Yeah, I am ready for this. It's tough to do this by yourself, so I didn't do this on Friday, unfortunately.
Yeah, I normally don't either.
Yeah, it's just tough.
No.
And I miss you, and this brings up too many memories.
Well, did you have the intern on Friday?
She doesn't come in that early in the morning.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Carrie, I want you to name 3 different various websites people can use as like an email address, as I just had a hiccup there.
Oh,
Sorry.
there we go. There's Outlook, there's Gmail, and there's Hotmail.
Hotmail, wow.
Hotmail.
I never had a Hotmail.
Me either. I had Yahoo to Gmail to Outlook.
Okay.
There we go. Gabe, can you name 3 fast food chains?
Yes. Burger King. I want to go with Firehouse Subs.
Okay.
I
consider that fast food?
Why not?
Okay.
They make the sandwich there for you in a couple minutes.
Sure.
What's the definition of fast?
I think if there's a drive-through, it's a fast food restaurant.
What if there's pickup?
That's an option, but I feel like if there's drive-through, then it's like a fast food place.
I'm about to Google if Firehouse Subs has drive-through. That would be so convenient.
So what's your third one?
I love Firehouse Subs. Wendy's.
Okay, there we go.
Or Jimmy John's. How about we replace that for Firehouse Subs? They have a drive-through.
Yeah, you're right.
Carrie, in 5 seconds or less, I want you to name 3 things that you should do while cooking to keep yourself safe.
Keep the cats away from the stove.
There you go.
Don't put, you know how there's the little burners? Don't put paper on that while you're cooking.
Very solid idea.
And use oven mitts when you're moving stuff around.
That's the first one I thought of.
There we go.
Hey, there are drive-thrus at Firehouse Subs.
Okay.
I've been seeing so many of their commercials watching YouTube that I'm just super addicted to Firehouse Subs.
It's meant for you, man. It's working. They knew that they were trying to advertise to a radio host who would talk about it.
That's right.
At around 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's right. Beautiful.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, Gabe. I got distracted. Can you name 3 waterfalls?
Cedar Falls? No.
That's funny.
Yosemite?
No, that's a geyser.
Yosemite Falls?
Isn't that a geyser?
I don't know. I don't know if I can name 3 waterfalls.
What's the one in New York and Canada? The big one.
I don't know.
I'll do it. There's Bushkill Falls in Pennsylvania where I live. There's the Niagara Falls.
That's the one, Niagara.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what's another waterfall? Anything by TLC. Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Minnehaha Falls is in Minnesota.
Minnehaha.
Yeah,
Minnehaha.
Minnehaha Falls. It's there's a waterfall there. It's I don't even know what you'd call it, park, kind of.
Okay.
But it's not really like a park. It's like a city.
Okay, got you.
It's hard to explain.
I got you.
There's that.
There we go. I'll accept that.
What about DuPont State Forest Waterfall?
That's the one that came up when I looked it up too.
All right, Carrie, I want you to name 3 foods you can fry.
Anything, if you really put your heart and your gut into it. Oreos, egg rolls, and chicken.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love me some fried chicken.
Oh, that sounds so good right now. Chicken and waffles sounds real good.
It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And a recent study has come out and said that sharing passwords can lead to a happier relationship. So we have the question for you today. Do you share your passwords with your significant other? You can let us know on the K92.3 app why or why you would not.
The findings suggest that transparency leads to stronger relationship bonds, although some experts warn that personal privacy should still be respected. This is my belief. Depending on what it is, I don't think you need to.
I had a feeling you were going to go that way. You were going to not want someone to know your password.
Yeah, like if it's for hypothetically, if it's for the Netflix that we share, of course you have the password and I have the password. That's fine. But
right. But you're not giving up a password to your phone.
No, I'm not giving my PIN. I'm not giving my banking PIN. I'm not giving
Well, your banking PIN's a bit different. That's a little different. If it's just your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever, they should not have your banking PIN.
I don't know. I don't know what sort of passwords you would share besides I don't know.
I don't know, your Facebook password.
Oh, no. They're not getting the Facebook password.
See, that's what I'm saying.
They're not getting the Instagram either.
I thought you would lean that way, too.
No, I need my privacy. I need my space.
What are you looking up there that you're afraid they'll see, Carrie?
Well, let me tell you, my Google search history is a wild place to be. No, but in sincerity, I get so anxious because I see... and by see, I mean, I imagine these things that if someone were to get my Facebook or Instagram password, they would try to hack and try to ruin my life and post just awful things on my social media platforms.
You think your significant other would do that?
Hey, I attract crazies.
Well, obviously, if they're not happy with you and you break up, you probably want to change your password. But
maybe I'm so in love with them that I'm thinking they would never try to do anything to me, even though we've broken up, or I've done something to them and they pull this thing. I'm not sharing those passwords with significant others. I'm sharing Netflix, Disney Plus. I'm sharing all of those passwords.
All the ones that don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So real passwords that would kind of matter, you do not want to share at all.
What's your definition of real passwords that actually matter?
So things that like what I said, who cares about the Netflix password?
Yeah, true.
That doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
We're talking about your phone, the code on your phone, your Facebook, your Instagram.
No, yeah.
Wow.
They're not getting that.
Carrie's clearly doing something on her phone she doesn't want people to see. Maybe, Carrie. Maybe they want to see if you're sliding in other people's DMs.
No, I'm a completely honest person. I would never do anything like that in my entire life. Would I send, I would never send DMs to people who I wasn't into a relationship with, that I wasn't trying to get with.
All right. But
How dare you assume that of me?
But then they should just be able to have the password, right?
No, not necessarily. Maybe they're going to try to do something. I don't even know. I just think there are certain things that you share with your significant other, like love, like your bed, like all that stuff.
Right. But God forbid they open your phone.
Well, I will say this.
To me, that I'm saying at some point that is kind of a flag if your partner can't at least type in the number to open your phone. That would be a red flag at some point that you're that protective and that private of your phone and what you're doing on it.
My thing is,
that's wild to me.
I don't. In that way, I just think there are certain things you should keep to yourself and you should have the respect for the boundaries there. But I also think it depends on how long the relationship has been.
I would agree.
If I've just started dating this person, I'm not giving them my code. I'm not giving them my phone code.
Well, yeah, why would you? Yeah, we're talking about an actual relationship.
Yeah, if we've been together for 5 years, here's the thing. I'm so bad with keeping secrets of any kind. You'll probably see me typing in my code randomly. So they'll probably figure it out anyway.
Right. Well, so my wife, right? If my wife could not go into my phone, that is an insanely big red flag to me.
Really?
That is wild.
Yeah.
If Corey could not get into my phone, you would think that's insane.
I just think there are certain things that we don't need to share with other people.
I would agree, but But what I'm saying is, if your partner can't get into your phone, maybe theirs is dead, maybe they need to make a phone call and forgot theirs. That's wild to me. That you would, like, if you're in the car together.
And at that point, it's different. If they need to use the phone for that thing, then yes, that's totally fine in my mind.
But that's my point, though, because they know your password then at that point. What, are you going to hold the phone, type your password in all secret, and then hand it to them?
Honestly, half the time it's like the face recognition. So, like, the code doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but Corey can get into my phone without the face recognition.
Yeah.
You would not share the password to get in your phone at all?
Unless we've been together for a long time. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Obviously not like a new relationship.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Like, I think like 2 years, that's when you could like share the...
2 years?
2 years.
Oh. It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Miss Carrie Mack. Happy Monday. Carrie, this past Saturday, the Iowa Hawkeyes dominate the Minnesota Golden Gophers. But I've discovered a possibility.
Okay.
That might not even be the biggest Hawkeye news from the weekend. Now, I do have to do
possibility.
I do have to do a little more research to find out if this was just like kind of a troll post or whatever. But the Hawkeyes dominating the Minnesota Golden Gophers on Saturday might not be the biggest Iowa Hawkeye news from this past weekend.
Okay.
Do you remember once upon a time, I don't know, like a month or two ago, a girl by the name of Haley Welch, a.k.a. Hawk Tua Girl,
took
over the internet and dominated the world?
Oh, God. Don't tell me she was, like, rooting for one of them or whatever.
Nope. But I did see this thing on the internet that Iowa's head coach, Kirk Ferentz, might be appearing on her podcast.
Oh my God.
I'm putting together the story as we speak. I'm trying to see if this is real or just kind of, like a troll post.
Yeah.
But would that not be the strangest podcast guest ever? What could they possibly have in common?
I think the Hawk.
Exactly.
That's the only thing I can think of. Let's be honest, I think it's a troll. I'm like 99.9% sure that it's a troll. I saw you talking about this and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. When I had kind of talked about it in the group chat or whatever here at work, I was like, I don't know how real this is, but I'm going to try to dive on into this. But obviously, Kirk Ferentz, head coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes, the Hawk Tua Girl, has the Talk Tua podcast. And
anyone can have a podcast these days. No hate, but anyone can have a podcast these days.
And thinking of Kirk Ferentz, who is near 70 years old, jumping on and doing a podcast with Haley Welch, which is that girl's name, just makes me laugh and it makes me smile. And I'm going to try to get to the bottom of this here at some point this morning. You'll probably be able to read about it sometime after 9 o'clock today.
That's some big J journalism right there that you're doing right now.
That's right, Carrie. Anyway, I saw that this week and I was like, I cannot wait to talk about this on Monday. So either way, just be on the lookout for that on the K92.3 app later at some point this morning after I, dive on in a little bit.
We'll see if it's a legit thing, but something that was a legit thing. Shout out to the University of Northern Iowa football team. They lost to the University of Hawaii in Hawaii on Saturday night. So it was an exciting thing for them to go to Hawaii, but like losing in Hawaii, it's like that Bora Bora thing. I'd rather lose in Hawaii than in New Jersey.
I was just going to say, is there a better state to lose a football game?
I don't know.
I mean, obviously they want to win,
Yeah, of course.
But if you had to pick one state to travel to and, your team loses, Hawaii's got to be in the top 3, right?
Exactly. Like New Jersey does not even crack the top 10. You know what I mean?
You might have had it right the first time. Right? We've got Hardy coming up in your Nashville news on the way.
It's the K-Country Morning Show on K92.3, and we have some exciting news about Mr. Morgan Wallen. We'll keep you updated on the K92.3 app for sure, but it looks like Morgan Wallen will be dropping a new single on October 18th. That's pretty exciting. I know we've all been eager for some more Morgan Wallen music. According to reports, it's going to be called Love Somebody, and it will be out October 18th. Fans also think he might have a joint album with Hardy and Ernest on the way, thanks to something Ernest posted last week.
That'd be cool. Those three seem like, decent buddies or whatever.
It makes sense.
Yeah, you never really know behind the scenes or whatever, but they seem to be good friends. I think that'd be a fun album. I thought you were going to say the new single was something like, Don't Put Me Behind Bars.
Don't go pushing things off of bar roofs.
Good try.
I tried my hardest, man. But yeah, Morgan Wallen, Love Somebody. It will be out October 18th. Keep your eyes peeled on the K92.3 app for more details. Damage there.
Oh, did
Let me tell you, after
did you buy something?
I did buy a record at Vinyl Cup. Shout out to Vinyl Cup. But at the block party, I did have a few drinks and then go in and get gelato. So.
Yeah. There's no way they were ready for you.
Whoa. Crazy Saturday night, let me tell you.
Today, the first, I don't know about the first, but close to I'd say the first morning, that it feels like fall this morning.
Because it is fall.
46 outside. Yeah.
I love that. Yesterday was the first day of fall, and I feel like starting a new season or like a new month on like a Sunday is just perfect.
Sure. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Kind of ease your way into it.
That's right. Kenny Chesney, Dustin Lynch, Tim McGraw coming up, and then we got to talk about sharing passcodes with your significant other in about 10 minutes here on the K Country Morning Show. We brought this up in the 6 o'clock hour, and we've given you a chance to kind of percolate your thoughts.
To ruminate, marinate.
That's right, on your ideas. So we'll dive on into that in about 10 minutes here on the K Country Morning Show. Also, don't forget, in about an hour 20 or whatever, we'll have a cash cow code for you. Your chance to win up to $30,000 coming up after 8 o'clock, which is obviously very exciting, and I have been practicing my moo for the past 2 days.
You haven't?
Just to make sure I'm ready to go.
Are you sure you're not out of practice?
I think I did it like one time this past weekend just to say I practiced.
Wow. Liar. Gabe's a liar.
Well, I mean, one moo is a practice, right?
True.
So
Look who's exaggerating now.
It's the K Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Miss Carrie Mack, and we want to know, when you have a significant other, at what point, if ever, are you willing to give up some passwords that aren't like Netflix or Disney or whatever? Are you someone who will never give them your phone password, never give them Facebook, or are you giving it to them 2 weeks in?
Yeah.
Let us know on Facebook. Let us know on the K92.3 app. And I think just to kind of maybe set a couple rules here, I think with a brand new relationship, obviously you're probably not going to do that.
Yeah.
If you've been dating someone for 2 weeks, they probably don't have any business being in your Facebook. But, maybe they do. Who knows? Let us know what you think on the K92.3 app and or Facebook.
I think this is very interesting because I've been going back and forth because this morning I was very much against it. And I still am pretty much against like giving the phone password out. And also, like, why would you need to give anyone your Facebook password too? Like, I've never thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I could give away my Facebook password right here on this very program.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, actually, I probably couldn't do that.
No.
That I couldn't do. Part of that's connected to work. But yes. I could give you my phone password right now, and I wouldn't care less.
That's absolutely wild.
Couldn't care less.
That's absolutely crazy.
Sadly, all you would really find in my phone would be some pictures of my dog, a bunch of boring group chats about football over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like sweet messages my wife and I send back and forth. That's about it. It's pretty boring, to be honest.
What you would find on my phone is like, I feel like my phone is kind of an extension of me because of all the things I have on there, the apps. I have my banking information on here too. So I wouldn't be willing to give my phone password to just anyone, sincerely.
Sure.
Like, they would have to really earn my trust. That's
sure.
the big thing.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a coworker about this because I'm very like, you don't give the password to someone because I feel like giving the phone password to someone is a bigger step in a relationship than giving someone your house key.
That's the wildest thing I've ever heard,
I don't know why. I feel like there is more information you can find out about me on my phone, like that I don't share with everyone. I'm not like on the black market selling kidneys or something,
right.
But there's like information I don't want getting out on there. Not
sure.
because it's sketchy, but because it's like my own personal stuff.
Sure.
But I was talking to a coworker and I was like, man, I can't believe people are like so willing to share their passwords with their significant other. And she said, yeah. And then she shared her password to her phone with me.
That's awesome.
And we've known each other for like maybe like a month.
Sure.
Which is kind of funny. And she was like, yeah, I really don't care.
Yeah, I don't really care either. The thing about the house key that would alarm me a little bit is a house key someone could essentially like murder you in your sleep. There's not really any danger to be had if someone has your phone password other than embarrassment. That's really kind of the worst thing that could happen to you. Other than financial issues, but that's a whole nother problem. But if someone has your house key, I mean, that's the easiest way in the world to get robbed or to get hurt or whatever. Well, I think that's way worse than my phone password.
Well, the only thing that is valuable in my apartment probably are my cats.
Sure.
Like, sincerely, that's the only thing.
Well, see, then they could get hurt, taken, brought to the humane something.
Oh, my God. Well, okay. But here's the thing. Maybe I take them for a walk that day that I get robbed.
Okay.
For me, I think embarrassment is worse than death.
Okay.
I think, like just certain things are worse than death. That's my opinion. But I feel like I will share my password with someone once I know that, like, I can trust them and, like, that I love them with all my heart, soul, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. I just wouldn't be willing to share a password with someone unless we've been together for at least a year. At least a year.
Sure.
And that's like the short end of the stick, in my opinion.
Yeah. Earlier it was 2 years. I was like, that's kind of long. At 2 years, you're probably getting close to talking to like moving in or something.
Yeah.
At that point. What I was kind of trying to say is if Corey could not get into my phone, I think you would sit over there and be like, that is wild. Why can't Corey use your phone? I think you would find that to be pretty strange.
With the phone thing, I sincerely, like, that's the one thing where I'm like, if you've got stuff that's yours, but, like, you're married, there's a difference, I feel like, versus, like, me who's a single lady. Like, if I were to get with someone for a year, I feel like that's a bit different. But, like, marriage, I think, once the ring's on it, then you can have my phone password. There we go.
Let us know on the K92.3 app or Facebook. There's already plenty of comments and people weighing on in, which we'll dive on into here in about 10 minutes on the K Country Morning Show. When, if ever, if never, let us know which passwords maybe you'd be more willing to share, not willing to share, you're never willing to share with the K Country Morning Show. It's the K Country Morning Show, and at what point do you start sharing passwords with your significant other? And
if at all.
Yeah, if ever. If ever. Maybe you just don't. Anything, I mean, I give away Netflix passwords and HBO passwords like it's candy.
Okay, what's the HBO? Drop the HBO password right now.
I have to look it up. I can't remember what it is. I would give it away, though.
Oh, my gosh. Imagine all the listeners in Eastern Iowa.
To, like, buddies and friends or whoever needs it for whatever. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here.
Okay.
Which I don't think HBO would appreciate. So, HBO, I'm just kidding.
We don't know anything.
If you're tuned in, HBO Max, I'm just kidding.
Because they're big fans of us,
That's
HBO.
Right. That's right. But anyway, if it comes to like your phone password or your Instagram bank account, we were just talking about that off the air a little bit. Carrie asked if Corey has my bank account or bank account information. I don't exactly remember how you put that, but we have an account we share for bills, and then we each have an account for like spending money.
Yeah.
And so she could get into those at any point.
Okay,
for sure.
Gotcha. Blake in Clarksville said, once married, privacy gone, full access to bank accounts, phone, and heart.
Oh, that was kind of a cute way to end that.
That's cute. That's cute.
I like that.
We love that. We love that.
That was beautiful.
Courtney said, yes, but because I'm horrible at remembering them, but then realized he's just as bad as remembering them too.
There you go.
Amber said, yes, we have nothing to hide.
There you go.
Very good point. Very good point. Rich said, absolutely, that they share passwords.
Sure.
David said, I can't think of a good reason to not share passwords with your committed partner. Seems sketchy to me if you won't.
Sure.
I think that's the thing. I have not been in a long-term committed relationship, honestly, ever.
Yeah.
So I maybe I still have that like mindset.
Yeah, it probably sounds a lot more scary too than it is.
Yeah.
Most of the time when someone has your phone, they really couldn't care less. Most of the time, no,
Yeah.
If someone I think is in your life that has the password to your phone, A, they'll respect not just to rifle through it willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And B, You know, if they do it once and then, I don't know, like find nothing, they're going to be like, oh, this person's actually super boring. Like, I don't care what shows up on your For You page on TikTok. I didn't realize I needed to see that many cat videos.
Okay, Gabe, you're coming for my throat. I see it. I see what's going on.
I have a feeling your phone is a lot less interesting than you probably think.
Honestly, I don't think it's interesting.
Well, see, there you go.
But still, it's like me being like, it's mine. Like, no one else can, like look at the password.
Gollum from The Ring, my precious. That's Carrie walking around with her iPhone.
Exactly. I'm like, excuse me, my precious. Let's look at my bank account information. Krista said, yes, we share everything and all passwords access. I mean, why not? Nothing to hide.
Yep. I would agree. I
on the other hand, am hiding a double life where I sell kidneys.
You might. What if you're like low-key a plant here from the FBI or the CIA or something?
They better pay me more. Because honestly...
Honestly what?
Honestly, I don't even know. I need a better FBI salary. Let's talk to my manager about that one.
Hey, it's the K-Country Morning Show. Who's this? Becca, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. Becca, I've always wanted to do that. I'm sorry. I've been waiting to run into someone named Becca probably for, I'd say, a year and a half. I've been planning that in my head. So how you doing, Becca?
Oh
That's okay. I get that often. I get that.
Okay.
So Becca,
oh my God. Well, when I'm lost in the store, I go, like, that's how I find my wife and son forever life. Like, instead of Marco Polo, that's what we do. So I respect that.
So Becca, what do you have anything to share with us today?
Yeah, I was calling about the password thing.
Okay.
We have the same passwords.
Oh.
We make it easy for our phones.
Sure.
That's so smart.
So we just share. Yeah, we just share but I get Carrie being like hesitant to want to give her stuff out because, you know, I get that, but we've been married for 7 years. We just share everything. Like there's just no holding back. Yeah. There's nothing to hide. You know what I mean? But you have to get to that level though. Yeah. I wouldn't be like dating somebody for like a week, like, oh, here's my password.
Yeah.
Like,
it's very convenient if Corey's in the shower and she hears her phone go off or something and it's on the table and she's like, who texted me? Can you tell them we'll be there 10 minutes late? That's about standard text at my house.
Right. Yeah. So it's good. So then you could just be like, hey, who did that? Who's texting me? Like, can you check it? Yeah.
Also, that's such a smart move to have the same passwords for everything. I know, like, the hackers could get me, but honestly, that'd be so convenient. I forget my password all the time. That's why I don't give it out.
Like, can you just remind me what my password is? Yeah. But yeah,
exactly.
That's right.
Well, we appreciate the phone call, Becca, and we hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Yeah, so basically, just when do you share your passwords? Do you ever? At what point? I think obviously every situation is different. There's no black and white, right, wrong, or whatever when it comes to sharing your passwords or what have you. Some people are a little more for it. Some people maybe take a little bit longer to build up that trust. Mm-hmm. Do you know what, Carrie, though? Might be a little more scary than a committed relationship and password sharing?
Death?
Heights.
Oh,
Heights might be a little more scary, which we got to talk about something we will be participating in on Friday. You think you have a committed relationship with a person. Carrie and I are going to have a very committed relationship to a harness and some ropes on Friday, which isn't as spicy as you think. We'll talk about it coming up in about 10 minutes on the K-Country Morning Show. It's the K-Country Morning Show, and one thing that could be scarier than sharing a phone password or your Facebook password with a significant other would be jumping off of a building.
Yeah.
Which Nailed is kind of exactly what's going down on Friday.
And that's what we're doing. We're partnering up with the Cedar Valley United Way for this Over the Edge. It's a really exciting and fun opportunity for individuals and organizations to raise money and support Cedar Valley United Way by rappelling off of the historic Tech Works building. All the funds raised from the event will go towards Cedar Valley United Way's strategic investments and initiatives. And we'll be a part of it. I'm scared, but I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be a fun time. I will say, are you afraid of heights at all?
I
don't think I'm afraid of heights, but then
Sure.
when you're looking down, when you're looking over a building, of course everyone's afraid of heights.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not afraid of heights per se, but I really don't like being up somewhere and just sitting there. If it's like a ride, like I don't like the slow incline or like climbing the steps to get to the top.
That's the worst part.
I hate that part, but the actual ride or the actual going down part is always fun. This is a bit different. I have done a little bit of rock climbing in my life. Humble brag. So I'm not necessarily afraid of like going down and kind of rappelling down, but standing up there looking down stinks. That part I think I'll be afraid a little bit.
The worst part is, no, we're very excited to do this.
It'll be a great
time. But I know how this is going to go. I know exactly how this is going to go because Gabe and I are probably going to do it at the same time.
If we can. I'm not sure if that's how it works.
I didn't know.
But maybe it is at the same time.
But the way I imagine it is like Gabe will be like halfway down and I'll still be up, trembling, a little nervous. No.
We're going to get the fire truck with the cherry thing to come get you.
Someone's got to get her down. She's stuck up there. It looks like she peed her pants too.
I hope that doesn't happen.
But what will happen is Gabe will be down on the ground driving away.
Yeah. Hurry up!
I want to get dinner. Come on.
I have to play in a golf tournament this weekend.
Hurry up, Carrie.
I'm just kidding. I'll be supportive. I'll be a supportive friend.
Okay, because my feet just got sweaty just thinking about it this Friday.
But we are looking forward to it. I'm sure there will be some photos for the various K92.3 social medias, Instagram, Facebook, the whole nine. But once again, the first ever Over the Edge Cedar Valley coming this Friday. This Friday.
It's going to be quite a bit of fun. We will have a good time. Feel my palm.
Yeah, it's a
little sweaty, a little damp just thinking about it.
For sure. But on the way at 8:20, we have a cash cow code for you. While Carrie sits here and trembles thinking of going over the edge, you can think about what you'd do with potentially $30,000.
I would donate it all to the Cedar Valley United Way. Like, hey, why don't you have someone else do this?
Yeah, I don't mind a cloud or two.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Just a couple.
Just let the clouds live their lives.
That's right. We've got Dirks Bentley, Dustin Lynch coming up, Kane Brown on the way, and we do have a cash cow code for you as well at 8:20. The moment you have been waiting for this morning, and all day long, all week long here on the K Country Morning Show.
Yeah, and make sure you're listening all throughout the day on the 20s because that's when we'll be giving you the code for your chance to win up to $30,000 at the cash cow.
Be ready for that code. It's coming up. It's the K Country Morning Show, and we're going to get you that cash cow code very soon here in about 10-ish or so minutes. Before that, though, we got to let you know about the battle we have going on with the K92.3 app and your potential favorite school mascot.
Yeah, so obviously football season is back for a lot of high school students. We've been to a few schools for Football Friday. We'll be going to another one next week. We're very excited about that. But there's something even more exciting than football. It's the battle for supremacy of which mascot is the best in Eastern Iowa.
That's right.
Northeastern Iowa, to be exact.
That's right. You didn't know it would. This was one of those battles you didn't know you needed to have.
Exactly.
We want to find out which mascot has the best following, the most loyal following, those who will go to bat, step onto the field, score a touchdown.
Go to battle for these mascots.
That's right, because they do a lot of work. And it can get hot in those costumes, let me tell you.
It can get hot and it can get stinky sometimes.
That's right.
I honestly wanted to be the mascot for like my school, for both college and high school. But the selection process was a bit, I don't know. I didn't meet the criteria, I feel like.
Okay.
Because you had to be a certain height.
Sure.
And I was a bit tall when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like just a little bit too tall for it in college too.
You were too tall to be Otto?
Yeah, because it's like you have to be 5'3" or something.
Is that? I'm going to Google that. Is that real?
Yeah, there's a height requirement. Hold on.
To be Otto?
I went to Syracuse University.
For those of you who don't know, yes, Carrie went to Syracuse. A height requirement to be Otto. I mean, he is kind of a little orange ball.
Oh, I was too short. You have to be 5 feet and 10 inches.
I was going to say, I don't know if 5'4" has ever been too tall.
Yeah, I was a little bit too short for that. Rest in peace to my mascot career. But you can go vote for the best mascot in the Cedar Valley or Northeastern Iowa on the K92.3 app. Make your
pick your poison.
That's right. Make your mascot's dreams come true. On the way, we're going to have the cash cow code. Your chance to win up to $30,000. So be ready to go for that just after 8:20 here on the K Country Morning Show.
It's just like the requirements to be a Rockette.
It's the K Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Miss Carrie Mack, your cash cow code. Your chance to win up to $30,000 is
882. Enter 882 into the free K92.3 app for your chance to win some major money.
882. And no, that's not a sound bar. That was sound effects from your boy right here.
Gabe, I'm going to say this. Not your best work.
I disagree. You're only saying that because I said I practiced once. That literally has sounded like every single one I've ever done.
I can tell there's a bit of a difference. Not much, but there's a bit of a difference.
Oh, what was the difference, Gary? Give it to me.
Your heart wasn't in it, man. You didn't have the passion.
My heart wasn't in it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, my heart would have to be in it to start with ever, Carrie, so you're wrong. I've never cared.
Hold on, do it one more time. Do it one more time. Let me sense. That one was a little bit rusty.
It's the same.
You gotta put all your udders into it. Let me tell you what. 882, that is your code for your chance to win up to $30,000. For $30,000, Gabe would go around to people's birthday parties probably and do that.
Yeah, I can do that party trick, sure.
Yeah, for $30,000, why not?
The K Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And if you find yourself going to grab some lunch today, some quick lunch, or maybe you're picking up some quick dinner for the family, did you know there is a burger that rules them all here in the state of Iowa that is considered the most healthy? At least that's what I'm learning this morning.
It's actually considered the least unhealthy, if that makes sense.
Okay, so least unhealthy.
Yeah.
That actually sounds so much more correct than most healthy.
Yeah.
So I totally get what you're saying there.
So there was this survey that was done by like a online tele-doctor service, and they did some research to figure out the best fast food burger that would probably like be the best for you.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And there is one burger that obviously a lot of Iowans here have experienced. They've enjoyed this burger.
Yes.
It's a Midwest favorite for sure.
Yes, it is. They're in the Midwest, these kind of, stand out amongst, I think, a lot of other things like this.
I wrote this story on Friday, I think, and over the weekend I actually went to go get food from there because I was like, man, that sounds really good right now.
Well, I'll let you know coming up in about 10 minutes here, the Iowa favorite burger that would be, in quotes, considered like the healthiest or least unhealthy is such a great way to put it.
Yeah, that is such a great way to put it. We'll tell you more about it, but you can get a sneak preview on the K92.3 app.
K Country Morning Show, and if you enjoy these burgers, great news for you. They're probably your least unhealthy option if you're doing kind of a fast food or you need something quick.
Yeah, there's no shame in like needing to get some fast food, especially if you're in a rush, if you're someone who drives a lot for work, if you're a commuter. Sometimes you just need something to get you through the day.
Exactly.
There is no shame in that. Obviously, like everything is perfect in moderation. Like having it every once in a while is A-okay. A website called PlushCare, it's sort of a telemedicine platform, ranked America's favorite fast food burgers from most to least unhealthy. And the rankings I found pretty interesting. The unhealthiest, let's start off there.
Sure.
The unhealthiest fast food burger is, Gabe, do you have any guesses?
Nope.
It's Five Guys.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Five Guys. Love me some Five Guys. Love the fries.
Okay.
But the burger is the unhealthiest according to the survey.
This from the survey, not the K Country Morning Show.
So according to reports, this burger has 980 calories, 55 grams of fat, and 1,050 milligrams of sodium.
Woo!
But if you want to enjoy a burger, but you want to be a little bit healthier or just want to be less unhealthy,
sure,
you should probably roll up to Culver's.
Let's go!
I love Culver's.
I have a Culver's flannel. True story. A flannel that Culver's sent to me for Flannel Fridays. That thing is sick.
That sounds amazing.
It's awesome.
I went to get a butter burger.
There you go.
After I wrote this article, and let me tell you, it was the best decision of my life.
They're so good. I don't think I've ever had anything from Culver's that I was like, that didn't hit today.
Yeah.
It's just the best.
It is absolute fire. # non-spawn. But there's no Culver's on the East Coast. I mean, there's some in Florida, but there were never any where I grew up. And these burgers are like fire. Absolute fire.
They dominate here in the Midwest for sure.
So this Wisconsin-based burger joint actually ranked 16th out of the 16 total fast food chains surveyed. The iconic Butter Burger received a 17 overall unhealthiness score, while Five Guys, the unhealthiest on the list, received a 50.
Oh, so there is a bit of a drop off there, a bit of a difference.
Yeah, there is a bit of a difference.
Yeah, which is great news for Culver's fans.
Exactly. So do I want to get Culver's for lunch? Now I'm hungry.
Check the story out on the K92.3 app and find out more about the least unhealthy fast food burger. It's the K Country Morning Show with Gabe Glenn and Carrie Mack. It's just after 9:47 and sunny. We've got Morgan Wallen, Old Dominion, Justin Moore all coming up. And then in about 10 minutes here, Carrie, can you think of anything that, when you go to someone's house for the first time, you've never been there.
Yeah.
Things that are just a bit uncomfortable. I have a couple that come to mind right now.
I can think of quite a few. Let me tell you, I'm like a bull in a china shop sometimes.
Right.
So I get so nervous that either I'm going to break something in someone's house or I'm just going to look like an idiot, not knowing where certain things are.
Yeah, you're just tiptoeing around. I'm with you on that.
Okay.
The K Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And we want to know, when you go to someone's house for the first time, what are some things that unnecessarily end up being kind of awkward? A perfect example, Carrie, if you were to go to my house or I was to go to your apartment for the very first time, something that can be a bit awkward is hey, I have to go to the bathroom. Where is it?
Yes.
And they're like, oh, yeah, it's down the hall and take a left. And then all of a sudden there's 4 doors there and you're kind of slowly opening and peeking through every door to make sure you have the right bathroom door.
And you're like, oh, do I just pee in this bucket? What? I really need to go. That's a very good one. It also just brings a lot of attention to the fact that you need to use the facilities.
Right.
Excuse me, Miss Teacher, I don't know where the bathroom is. Can you tell me where it is? Because I have to pee.
Right.
It just feels weird.
Yeah.
I'm a thirsty girl.
Carrie, okay, this is not a spicy program.
On multiple levels, let me tell you.
Okay, we got to get you some water.
Let me tell you, I love some H2O. I love some agua. I will always ask for a glass of water, but that's so awkward when you go to someone's house for the first time. Can I have a glass of water, please?
That is kind of funny.
It's just so weird. Okay, yeah.
Usually a nice guest or a nice host, will offer something to drink when you go in.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about your best friend's house that you just walk in without even knocking.
Yeah.
We're talking about someone's house for the first time. Is there something I can drink or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, usually a good host would offer that already.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Man, it's just so uncomfortable being at someone's house for the first time in general.
It can be. If you're trying to throw something away, you're digging through 4 cupboards, but 4 drawers to try to find the one where the garbage is.
That's the worst part. Oh my gosh. Or if you ask them if they have recycling.
Yeah, right. Do you guys recycle?
Right. I've gone to our mutual friend's house so many times. I'm like, hey, do you guys recycle? And they're like, yeah, but we haven't taken the recycling out in a hot second. You could just toss it.
Yeah, right. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So let us know on the K92.3 app. Is there anything that can kind of make you uncomfortable when going to someone's house for the first time? Have you ever sat down to watch TV with someone you've never been to their house and they hand you the remote and they're like, oh, you can just pick something? There is no more pressure than when you are in charge of the remote in front of a group of people.
Exactly. Also, when you're sitting down on the couch, you don't know where everyone sits down. Do you have a preferred cushion?
Right. It's the K Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack, and we're going to end today's program with a little game we like to call Celebrities Gabriel Doesn't Know. There we go.
Today is September 23rd. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. There's only one person who's interesting who was born today. I will say that.
Really?
Let's start off. This 37-year-old played Jesse in the Pitch Perfect movies. Or Jess in the Pitch Perfect movies.
I have seen all those movies multiple times.
He's also Max on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. He's Anna Kendrick's love interest.
Yeah, I don't remember his name in real life.
Skylar Aston. Okay, let's move on there.
Skylar's kind of a cool first name.
It is a really
that
cool
can be a
first
guy's name, a girl's name.
I really do like that. This 46-year-old plays Falcon in the Marvel movies and Disney Plus, and he was dubbed the new Captain America. You may also remember him as Papa Doc in 8 Mile.
Yes. I know exactly who this is.
Tupac in Notorious and Sergeant Sanborn in The Hurt Locker.
I know exactly who that is.
Yeah?
His name is Anthony Mackie.
Yes. No
Yes.
relation to me.
That's right.
Of course.
Well, you're Mac.
Yeah, well, there's, you never know.
That's probably true.
Yeah,
I mean, I do, but that's probably true.
This 75-year-old, he was born in the USA. Born in the USA.
Tom Petty. No, I'm just kidding. Is that the clue?
Yes.
Oh, that's the boss, Bruce Springsteen.
Yes. I'm so happy that I always messed him and Billy Joel up.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. This man died in 2014. Your kids probably only know him as one of the retiring guards at night at the museum. He was the trainer in the Black Stallion, or the voice of Santa and Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and The Year Without a Santa Claus. He's kind of just a comedy legend from like the 60s and the 50s and all that stuff.
George Carlin. I have no idea.
Mickey Rooney.
Oh, all right. Fair
Okay,
enough.
one more. This man died in 2004. He's the genius creator of soul music. He died of liver failure. And I think he was blind.
Creator of soul music, blind. So he's not alive.
Not alive.
So Stevie Wonder's alive. He was blind. Ray Charles.
Ray Charles, is he blind too?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I got it. Nailed it. Today is Redhead Appreciation Day and 38 days until Halloween.
Beautiful. All right. Well, we hope you have an excellent rest of your day. We have a lot of tunes coming up for you. And Jess will be in at 10. Don't forget you have a cash cow code on the way at about 10:20. The world's full of nice people. If you can't find one, you gotta be one.